In a recent interview, Kelly Osbourne stated her complete support for using Ozempic. This comes only days after her mother, Sharon Osbourne, made news by denouncing the drug's effects. During the red carpet for the January 30th CBS Variety event, Dolly Parton's Pet Gala, Osbourne told E! News, "I think it's amazing. Losing weight can be done in countless ways. Why not accomplish it by means other than exercising, which is bound to be dull?" Osbourne, who's been candid in the past about her struggles with obesity, chimed in. In a recent interview with The Guardian, Sharon declared her frustration with weight loss and all that cosmetic stuff following her use of Ozempic, which caused her to lose almost 100 pounds and remain permanently underweight. Now, losing weight can become addictive, which is why Sharon previously warned against using Ozempic. Now, Kelly gave an interview to E! News saying,
"Yeah, if you're on Ozempic, just say you're on Ozempic. Who cares?"
People hate on it because they want to do it. According to her, those who covertly engage in it or are angry because they can't afford it are the ones who despise it the most. "I know it's pricey now, but you'll see a substantial reduction in the price when you see how well it works." Now, one way to manage type 2 diabetes and obesity is using semaglutide, which is injected once weekly under the brand name Ozempic. The weight loss medication is not without its adverse effects, which include vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Now, several famous people have come under fire in the last year for allegedly utilizing the medicine for cosmetic reasons rather than medical needs. Chelsea Handler and Amy Schumer are among the celebrities who've talked publicly about their bad experiences with Ozempic. During an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Amy Schumer stated, "Like a year ago I tried it. I was one of those people that felt so sick and I couldn't play with my son. I was so skinny and he's throwing a ball at me and I couldn't." So during an appearance on Call Her Daddy, Chelsea Handler sat down with host Alex Cooper for an intimate conversation on the podcast where she opened up about unknowingly being prescribed Ozempic intended to treat type 2 diabetes.
Well, so my doctor, my anti-aging doctor, just hands it out to anybody, right?
Oh.
And obviously now I can't say her name, but I didn't even know I was on it.
So my anti-aging doctor just hands it out to anybody, Handler admitted. "I didn't even know I was on it," she said. "If you ever want to drop 5 pounds, this is good." Now, Ozempic is an FDA-approved prescription medication taken by injection in the thigh, stomach, or arm for people with type 2 diabetes. It's one of the brand names for semaglutide, which targets areas of the brain that regulate appetite. Novo Nordisk, the maker of Ozempic, makes several brand name drugs containing semaglutide, including Wegovy, which is FDA-approved for people with clinical obesity. During the podcast, Handler admitted that once she learned it wasn't medically necessary for her to use Ozempic, she stopped. And now she gives the remaining doses of the medication to her friends. Health experts urge patients to consult with their provider before taking any medications. Ozempic has been all the rave in Hollywood as of late because weight loss is a side effect. The Hollywood trend is concerning, says Dr. Caroline Apovian, co-director of the Center for Weight Management and Wellness at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, in an interview with People. Now, Raven Simone had this to say in an interview with E! News. "I think it's very important we understand certain medications are made for certain people and to not take away from just glamazon purposes. Do what you gotta do, just make sure you save some medication for the people that actually need it." Now, Keke Palmer said, "Sounds like it's a slay, honey, because girls have been out here killing with it, but for me, I would say nay, because I always feel like when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. It might do something, and then next thing you know, I got something growing, under my armpits, like I don't know where are you pushing this fat at? Where are you taking or pulling it from? I don't want any side effects, so let the girls do it. They're killing it, not for me." This was quoted during a round of slay or nay for People's Beautiful issue. Now, Jillian Michaels is not a fan. According to People, "I've taken at least 8 family friends' parents off of this drug. The truth of the matter is, Ozempic has some pretty significant side effects. Do your homework on it. The results are not lasting in a very large part." Now, millionaire matchmaker Patty Stanger said this is the Hollywood drug. It's nationwide. I have friends in Miami. I have friends in New York who are doing it. Now, to the Wall Street Journal in October 2022, before opening up about her own experience with Ozempic and Mounjaro, "I'm on the shot," she told host David Yontif on his Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. "I'm going to tell you the truth. I went on semaglutide, which is the ingredient in Ozempic. Semaglutide is a drug that is branded as Ozempic for the treatment of type 2 diabetes and Wegovy for the treatment of chronic obesity. Now, the FDA has listed a shortage for both brands." Stanger, speaking about the prevalence of skinny minis in Hollywood and the pressure to conform to that ideal, explained that her experience with the drug has a variety of reported side effects, including nausea and heartburn. I got the worst acid reflux, she stated, and I wasn't feeling good, so within 3 weeks, she stopped. Ariana Huffington stated, well, if people are diabetic, it can really help them. But I think people forget that you also need to eat better. You know, if you're on Ozempic and eat junk food, processed foods, too much sugar, you're not going to really change your eating habits. So learning to also change your food habits is key. She said this to people at the 2023 Time 100 Gala. Jenny McCarthy is not taking Ozempic, according to an interview on US Weekly. You know what? I think whatever suits someone's needs, if you fall into the category where you think it's right for you, I'm not going to shame you. I'll support anything people want to do. Anthony Anderson had this to say, I will say this, it's creating a shortage for those of us who need the medicine that we actually need, and not for weight loss issues, but for our health. He shared with people about how the drug's newfound popularity actually impacts those like him who are living with type 2 diabetes. Mark Wahlberg stated, everybody has their own path. I don't knock anybody for making their own choices, but I prefer, and I've seen lots of people accomplish amazing things, ordinary people doing extraordinary things on a fitness regime, and they're now encouraging other people that look like them. And that's what I'm into. He was saying this while discussing how he feels about those deciding to use semaglutide for weight loss in an interview with Page 6. Raven Simone had this to say. She said this in Beverly Hills on March 30th, 2023. I think it's very important we understand certain medications are made for certain people and to not take that away just for glamazon purposes. Do what you gotta do. Just make sure you save some medication for the people that actually need it. And she said this in an interview with E! News. Ariana Huffington stated, well, if people are diabetic, it can really help them. But I think people forget that you also need to eat better. You know, if you're on Ozempic and you eat junk food, processed food, too much sugar, you're not gonna really change your eating habits. And we know that what leads to diseases are ultra-processed foods and sugar. So learning to also change your food habits is key. And this is according to people at the 2023 Time 100 Gala. Julia Fox stated, all these people are coming for me saying that I take the weight loss things. People are saying that I'm taking Ozempic. I'm not, and I never have. I would never do that. There are diabetics that need it. This is according to Entertainment Tonight in March 2023. Meghan McCain stated, I was even offered a black market freebie by someone with extra shots at home. Let me make one thing very clear. I'm not taking it. I refuse to. There's a clear moral issue here. It's hard to take a drug because swimsuit season is around the corner while others need it to stay alive. How can this be healthy? Katie Maloney stated, I say, everyone do what you want to do. Understand the risks, and if it's right for you, it's right for you. I think the expectations for women to be thin are always going to be there, whether or not there's like this miracle drug or not. The pressures are always going to be there. So thanks, Hollywood. Thanks, media. Thanks, society, for keeping it going. But I just think, you know, if it makes you happy, follow your bliss. She said this to people at the premiere of Vanderpump Rules Season 10. Kyle Richards stated, I cannot stand people saying I'm taking Ozempic because people that know me know that I'm up every day at like 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. at the latest. I'm in the gym for 2 hours. I really put a lot of effort into my diet and exercise and taking care of myself. So when people like to think I took the easy way out, it's so frustrating. She said this to Extra at the American Heart Association Go Red for Women Red Dress Collection concert in New York City. Now, Andy Cohen tweeted, everybody is suddenly showing up 25 pounds lighter. What happens when they stop taking Ozempic? Multiple question marks. And Elon Musk stated fasting and Wegovy, replying to a Twitter user asking for his secret to looking healthy. And finally, we have Khloe Kardashian chiming in, look, let's not discredit my years of working out. I get up 5 days a week at 6 a.m. to train. Please stop with your assumptions. I guess New Year still means mean people. This is her response to an Instagram user who suggested she was on Ozempic. Now, Ozempic and other weight loss medications can cost an average of $1,000 to $1,300 per month. This is clearly not the best financial choice for your average household income. It seems that Hollywood is mixed about using Ozempic for weight loss. However, many celebs have admitted to trying it or knowing someone who has, despite the fact it's not meant to be a prescription for weight loss. No wonder there's a shortage. What are your thoughts about Ozempic? Is it something you'd try to get rid of for a few stubborn pounds in 2024? Leave your comments below or share your experiences and questions about this bad solution to a quick and potentially risky weight loss plan.